Welcome to Park Hopper Society, a place where we discuss all things travel and theme parks, a little bit about life, and a lot about Disney. I'm your host, Gary, and I'm joined by my two fellow hoppers, Britt.
Hello.
And Aaron.
Hello.
You just have to trust us. He's here.
Close enough.
Close enough, right?
Close enough.
That's right. In today's episode, we'll prepare to welcome Disney's new CEO by discussing his predecessors from Walt Disney to Bob Iger. And we'll talk about Iger
Twice.
You have to.
Yeah.
Right? In this conversation.
You do. You don't have a choice, really.
No.
And really, in some ways, we could just talk about him once because he never really left.
Or did he?
Oh. I think that was the problem.
Maybe it was. We'll dig into all of that. Plus, we're going to play a new game, which is a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's get hopping. Anytime there's a transition of leadership, it can make people nervous. If you've been a Disney fan for a while, you might have a little PTSD from Disney's last CEO change.
A little bit.
Right?
It did not go well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not the last one.
Well, the one before
yeah.
that.
You know, when...
It's all kind of one, though, right?
Well...
Iger, Chapek, Iger.
Yeah.
It's all... We know what we're talking about.
I like to say it's when Bob replaced Bob.
Yes.
Before we got Bob back.
Exactly.
Sound confusing?
Return of the Bob.
That's what that episode's about. Listen, for a company that's over 100 years old,
yeah,
there really haven't been that many CEOs.
No, there haven't. And especially when you consider that two of them were only there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, not for a long tenure.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So, and not just that two of them were only there for 2 years, two of the other ones were only there for 5 years or so?
Yeah.
Maybe three of them.
I mean, yeah. You've got Walt's there for a long time.
Long time.
Eisner's there.
Long time.
Long time.
Iger's there for a long time.
Iger's there, yeah.
Everybody else has been short to medium term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So, hey, in this episode, we're going to go through the history of Disney CEOs, and we're going to talk about just their major contributions to the company.
Yep.
As well as some of their shortcomings.
Yes.
So, let's start with the man himself, Walt Disney.
The original CEO.
The original CEO from the company's founding in 1923.
Right.
All the way to the time of his death in 1966. Sometimes I wonder, talking about Disney, we're going to say a lot of great things about Walt Disney for sure.
Sure.
Sometimes I wonder, though, how much of that is real and how much is not fabricated, idealized, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, he did that in his own lifetime.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I
sure.
mean, he constantly honed his own legend, right? I mean, the truth of it is going back to, he starts his animation studio with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Yep.
He loses Oswald a few years later.
Oh, yeah.
And he comes up with the idea of Mickey Mouse.
On the way back.
Now, he later told the story, though, that the inspiration for Mickey Mouse was a little mouse that would hop up onto his drawing desk and would watch him work, and that became Mickey Mouse. And so, I mean, he was constantly like it's hard to tell really where Walt, the actual man, started and Walt, the mythical man, ended, you know?
I get it. Yeah.
And so, for sure, I think there's a lot of Walt's persona that was very curated, very intentional, very manicured. But at the same time, that was kind of Walt, right?
Yeah.
And it's still the company today. It's showmanship, it's performance.
And
they do it incredibly well.
They do. And there's so much of the things that Walt put into place in terms of the vision and whatnot that they're still talking about.
Yeah.
Today. It's still leading the company.
And that's the thing is I think, and ultimately when I was thinking through this earlier, I was like, man, Walt, like you said, he set what the company is. And obviously it's the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
So clearly he had a big impact on it.
Sure.
But the reality is this was a guy who was always a dreamer.
Yep.
He always wanted to be on the cutting edge of everything. He was always looking to the next project. And not just let's do this, but better, but like, let's blow this one out of the water. Let's go so far beyond what we've done. and let's do it perfectly, And so he really embraced that throughout his entire career, throughout his entire life. And it's something they still do today. And still, I mean, you talk to people at Disney, you talk to the cast members, and they have this, I'm not going to say fanatical devotion to it because I wouldn't call it that, but this is their mythical leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. They talk about Walt as though they all know him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think so much of his life was lived in public, right? Especially the later years. And he was more so than, I'm trying to think. Maybe even Michael Eisner was kind of in the same vein.
I agree.
As being the face of the company.
I agree.
Walt Disney was the face of the company.
He was the company.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think maybe the only CEO that I would really kind of equate him to would be like Steve Jobs with Apple.
Sure.
Right. And honestly, kind of like Apple, when Steve Jobs died, Apple had a hard time figuring out who they were without him.
I think they're still trying to figure it out.
I think they are too. And the Disney company went through a similar kind of time.
We'll talk about.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think that Walt's he was so charismatic. Mm-hmm. I mean, I watch the videos now of him talking about not just Epcot, the Florida project, literally anything he talked about at any point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah. No,
I want to go work for him. I can't draw. I can't do anything, but
well, you think about the contributions that he made. And obviously Mickey Mouse, that's a huge one, right?
Yeah.
Which had huge success. But also Snow White.
Yeah.
And everybody thought, like, you're an idiot. This is going to 100% flop.
Yep.
And then people went into a theater and cried at a cartoon.
And that's not a cartoon. He's the guy who changed it from being a cartoon to an animated film.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And that's it. I mean, and you're right. I mean, it absolutely blew everything out of the water.
Yeah.
Created a genre.
It did.
Redefined what was possible.
And I think kind of what you said is he kept wanting to make leaps forward.
Yes.
And so often what would happen is, Snow White is a huge success.
Right.
So could he have rested on his laurels? Yes. But what did they do? They put money from Snow White and they built a brand new studio.
Right.
That would go on to produce things.
And not just things, but because after Snow White came Fantasia.
Yeah.
Which in its own right was groundbreaking. And then Baby.
Yep.
Which again was groundbreaking in its realism. I mean, he just continued. Every movie he did, he didn't just want to make a good movie. He didn't just want to make a movie that sold a lot of tickets. He wanted to make something that pushed what was possible.
Yeah, I agree. And you get into the 50s and they start really looking at TV.
Yeah.
And I really think, did Walt want to do TV? I don't know. But I think what he saw it as it is a medium in which he could get support for Disneyland.
Yep.
And honestly bring some money into the company so that they would be able to build this thing.
Yeah. And that's it. Walt never saw a technology that scared him. Mm-hmm. He never saw a threat. He never saw something to be avoided. He saw opportunity and something exciting. He always wanted to be there. Wherever there was, he always wanted to be there.
At the front. Yeah.
At the front. Even so much that, by the time they build Disneyland, he'd done cartoons. Yeah. He'd done short films. He'd done movies, feature-length films. He'd done live action films.
Yeah.
At that point. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, live action. Yeah. And they were also doing their true life adventures, real life adventures.
Yeah.
Is that what it's,
True life adventures.
True life.
Yeah. You're right. They had done that. They had done TV.
Yeah.
And so really, in my opinion, and I know it's presented as, he wanted to have a place where parents could go with their kids. I think what he really wanted was he wanted to put on a stage show.
Yeah.
But that had been done.
Right.
So he created a stage show that happens every single day where everybody is a part of it, which is why they're cast members, which is why they have all of the theater terms around. I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's a real life show.
Yeah.
That you are taking part in every single day.
Well, there's so much to You talk about the design of Disneyland.
Yeah.
And you go into the tunnel and you see all the attraction posters, which is just like you're walking to a theater.
Yep.
There's is it the concrete is red, supposed to be like the red carpet that you're walking down.
There's the reveal of the castle.
Yeah. I mean, probably better in Disney World.
It is better in Disney World.
If you want to hear our real thoughts on that, you can go back to is it 2 episodes ago at this point?
So.
Yeah,
I think so.
We talk about Disney World versus Disneyland, but all that is set up where they clearly learn things from film. Yeah, quite frankly, the first few Imagineers were filmmakers. They were animators.
Yeah, that's where all of this started.
Yeah,
it all started with we're doing animation, but we're pushing that medium as far as it can possibly go.
Right,
and not just. When I say as far as it could possibly go, I don't mean with the technology at the time. They literally invented new technology to push it farther.
Yeah, multiplane camera. I mean, several things.
Synchronized audio. I mean, they did all of that.
Right.
You know? And so, yeah, you're right. This is, honestly, the park is just kind of a natural outgrowth of what they were already doing. They're just taking it from, cell sheets to real life.
To real life. And really, once they had done that, his next thing was Disney World, really Epcot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Which again, we've talked about that a few episodes ago.
Yep.
And even made the case of what would have been next if Walt were alive.
Yeah.
He sees Epcot built. What is the next thing?
Right.
But
unfortunately, Walt is not alive.
He is not. No.
He was the CEO until he died.
In 1966.
Yep.
One thing I do want to touch on, and this is, I think, probably the appropriate time, between Walt and Roy.
Yes.
That whole idea, because Roy was the money guy.
Yes.
He was the guy that said, hey, slow down.
Right.
Or we're going to have to figure out a way to pay for this, or I'm going to go talk to the bank and I'm going to get the whatever. But when you have that creative mind, I think in the driver's seat.
Yep.
And the strong just financial presence kind of is your passenger, co-pilot, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That seems to be the magic formula for the Disney company.
I agree. And I think, and we'll get into this, but I think it's because you can sort of divide the history of Disney broadly in 2 different eras. One is Walt.
Yep.
Walt and Roy.
Yep.
The other is Eisner and Wells.
Yeah. I agree.
That it was more or less the same company until Eisner got there, and quite frankly, it's been more or less the same company since
Moving
Eisner.
Forward. Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, things change. It's not the same company, and a lot of things are different now than they were when Eisner left. But in a lot of ways, it's the same philosophy. It's the same thing driving everything.
Yep. I agree.
And I'll be honest, in some ways, I feel like it's kind of stagnated.
Currently?
Yeah. Much in the same way that it did between Walt to Eisner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. So getting back to Walt. Walt dies in 1966.
Yep.
And then Roy takes over.
Right.
So he becomes the CEO.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, of the Walt Disney Company. He's been around the company since it's
the very beginning.
The very inception.
Yeah.
I was thinking exception. I was like, no, it's the other one. It's the other one. It's inception. And he was really the guy that took Walt's plans for Disney World.
Yes.
And saw it to fruition.
Yes.
At least the parks.
Yeah. Well, and he carried it on. Walt is gone.
Right.
Can the Walt Disney Company survive without Walt Disney?
Yeah.
And he shepherds it onward.
He does.
Kind of gets it to this new era of now we have Disney World.
Yep.
And there is a great big beautiful tomorrow, right? I mean, that's really kind of where he gets it.
Yeah.
And then sadly, he passes away just after the opening of Disney World.
Like 2 months.
Yeah.
After it opens.
Yeah. I mean, he almost like he hung on just to do that.
Yeah.
And once he'd gotten that across the finish line, that was it.
Yeah. I think his last public appearance was was opening day at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Whenever he gave the address. I think I had never really appreciated Roy Disney.
Sure.
Until we did the behind the scenes tour.
I agree.
I see the picture of him sitting on the park bench there in Town Square.
Yep.
With Minnie Mouse.
Yep.
And I just never, it's the Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
Not Roy Disney.
No.
And so I never really appreciated him until I understood that he was the guy that got a place that I love to the finish line.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, 2 months later, passed away.
And that's it. You know, it was Walt's vision. Walt is the one who came up with all of it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, without Walt, none of this happens. If you got Roy, but not Walt, none of it happens.
None of it happens.
But if you have Walt without Roy, it flames out so quickly.
Yeah.
Like some of it happens for sure.
Right.
Some of it happens because Walt wasn't going to be stopped, but it wasn't going to sustain.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't anybody holding him in check. And in fairness, you know, Roy was Walt's hero growing up too. So I say it would have happened without Roy, but I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have. You know?
Yeah.
Walt certainly credited Roy with an awful lot.
For sure. And again, I think it's that partnership.
Yeah.
Creative mind.
Yep.
Along with someone who could see it.
Yes.
Get done.
Yep.
You know? And I don't think Roy, he for sure didn't reinvent Disney at all.
No.
But if anything, he secured its future. He made sure that it went forward.
And he proved Disney could survive without Walt.
Yeah.
But then Roy dies.
Yeah.
And now you have an even bigger question. Can Disney survive without Disney?
Yeah. Without either one of the founding brothers.
Yeah.
Which is where Don Tatum comes in.
Yep.
So he becomes CEO in 1971.
Yep.
And really kind of sees it through about the mid 70s.
Yep. And really his big thing was just kind of holding it all together.
Yeah.
Basically proving that the Disney company could survive without Disney.
Yeah.
You know, and which I can only imagine what kind of a task that was.
Yeah. I mean, especially because I think everybody in the company, for better or worse, looked to Walt.
Of course they did.
You know, I mean, and
again, I think they still do in a lot of ways.
Well, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah. But just thinking about, you know, those animators, and you hear about the meetings that Walt was in, and he was in control. And maybe some people would say too much.
Sure.
You know, maybe he had his hand in too many things.
Sure.
But he was the guy who had the final say.
Yep.
And when he goes, there goes your direction.
Right.
There goes, you know, I imagine grown men walking around like lost children.
I mean, you know, you can see Imagineers and animators that worked with Walt saying that, you know, when the news broke that he had died, they, you know, had to pull over on the side of the road and cry.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this was a guy that was not, yes, he was relentless. Yes, he was, by a lot of reports, awful to work for.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Yeah. But I think he was one of those guys that if you could handle it and you could see the vision that he saw, you realize he's pushing so hard because, you know, there's something so amazing on the other side of this, and he's just doing everything he can to get you there.
Right.
You know, now, unfortunately, because of that, there were a lot of people who didn't follow along, you know, had to jump off early.
Yeah.
And that's just how that goes.
You get.
Yeah. That's how it's going to go. But the thing is at the end of the day, you cannot argue with Walt's success.
Right.
It's not like he, you know, was a slave driver who never really accomplished much. Yeah, he had a hit here and there. I mean, it was hit after hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
You know, again, even today,
yeah,
it is an iconic brand.
Yeah, I agree.
All the way across. I mean, even still, a Disney movie holds a lot more cachet than a lot of other studios do, even if they're not great at movies right now.
And I mean, we're still watching movies.
Yeah.
That were made almost 100 years ago.
Right.
Which is wild to think of.
Right.
What else are we doing?
Right.
That we were doing 100 years ago.
Right.
You know?
Well, and that's it. I mean, you know, how many 100-year-old movies are we watching? You know, I mean, Snow White, Bambi, those are still classic movies today.
Yeah.
That are worth watching. There aren't many other movies from that era that I can really name. And the thing is, I can tell you those are all Disney movies.
Yeah, right.
I can't necessarily tell you. I'm not a big film guy anyway.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you who some of the other classic movies from that time, what studios those came out of.
Yeah, I agree. So Tatum, he really had his work cut out for him.
Yeah.
And under his watch, I guess you'll say, is what they talk about being the quiet era.
Yes.
Because
the beginning of that.
The animation studio really slows down.
Yep.
They're not really sure what to do.
They start playing a lot safer.
They're not really sure where to go. You don't have that creative figure,
right,
leading the company forward,
right.
And so I think you start to see more structure, come into play during his tenure. You start to see him strengthening the board. You also begin to hear about these hostile takeovers.
Well, and it makes sense on both sides of that, right?
Yeah.
This is a company that now has to operate. This is no longer Walt's company.
Right.
This is now the Disney company, the Walt Disney Company.
Right.
And so now it has to function that way. Now it has to actually be a corporation.
Yep.
And along with that, especially as you said, they're somewhat rudderless at the moment.
Yeah.
They're kind of stalled, and you're right. Suddenly they're an acquisition target.
Yeah.
Which makes perfect sense.
Don Tatum was just holding the ship together.
Yes.
Keeping it afloat.
Yep.
Until the next person could step in.
Right.
And the next person to step in was in 1976. We have Card Walker.
Yep.
Who steps in. Longtime Disney insider. He did work closely with Walt and Roy. So, I mean, he had that, going for him.
Yep.
I don't know that he really shook things up a ton.
No. He kind of led the company, but again, this is a first period of big stagnation for Disney.
Yeah. Especially in the animation side.
Yes.
In the parks world, under Card Walker, we did get Epcot.
We get Epcot. I mean, that's the thing. He did a lot of that. He also was instrumental in Tokyo Disneyland.
Yeah.
So he's growing the park side of it.
Right.
But at this point, bear in mind, Disney is still not, they're not today when you think of Disney, especially if you're like us, which if you're listening to this podcast, you probably are like us. I think of Disney World.
Sure.
I think of the parks. Yeah, they Disney Plus and they do the movies and they own Star Wars and all that. But I think of the parks. I think of the experiences.
Yep.
And that in a lot of ways was kind of what Card Walker oversaw, was a lot of the building up of that, but it kind of came at the expense of the animation side of it.
Yeah, I agree.
They start being less known for the studio. And unfortunately for them at this time, again, yes, you've got these Disney parks. Yes, they're great parks. We've now got 3 gates, Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, and Epcot. Now we're starting to work on Tokyo Disneyland.
Yeah.
Though that doesn't really matter for the American consumer at this time, especially.
No, but it's a big deal, right?
It's a big deal.
Because it's the first one outside of the U.S.
It is.
And it's not owned by Disney. It's going to be financed by the Oriental Land Company.
Right, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, a model that they don't follow again for
a while.
40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're right.
So it is very interesting. I say that was Euro Disney when it opened. Was it wholly owned by Disney or was it a licensed park originally?
I don't think it's licensed.
Okay. It's not anymore for sure.
Yeah.
It's not anymore for sure.
I think it's wholly owned or at least mostly owned by them.
Okay. But again, all of that is happening. Yes, you're building all this out, but it's coming at the expense of the animation side of it, which is really...
You're getting the Black Cauldron.
Right. Yeah. And you're not even getting the Black Cauldron.
No, you're not.
They're working on it and it's not working.
Yeah. And it's not great. That's it. And again, more... threat of corporate takeover.
Yep.
Because you do have a ton of assets at the Walt Disney Company.
Yes.
You got a ton of real estate.
Yes.
So much.
Yes. And that's really the thing that I will give these CEOs and the next one we'll talk about, who is there very shortly. They had so much opportunity to sell off because even today, Disney has way more land in Florida than they know what to do with.
Yeah.
They could have sold off a ton of it. They could have made a bunch of money. They could have really set the company up in good financial position.
Right.
But they would have had to abandon kind of what Walt had dreamed of. Yep. And none of them did it. They held on to
their credit.
Yeah, to their credit. They all held on to it. And so, credit to all of these guys. To me, there was sort of an easy out for a lot of this.
Yeah.
That they didn't take.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I'm glad they didn't.
No, yeah, I agree. So let's see here.
After Walker comes Ron Miller.
Ron Miller, in 1983.
Yep.
Very, very, very short-lived.
Yep.
Ron Miller does have a direct tie to Walt Disney.
Yes.
It was his son-in-law.
Yep.
So, and even though his tenure was very small, short, there's a couple things that he did that completely changed, specifically the entertainment side.
Yes.
Of the Disney company.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, I think he's pivotal. He sets the stage for Eisner.
100%.
You know, he starts to create what they do, Touchstone.
So yeah, they create Touchstone.
Yep.
Because Disney wants to be able to really produce and make films that were really probably PG, for sure PG-13.
Absolutely.
But not under the Disney umbrella.
Yep.
And of course, not umbrella, but Disney name.
And of course, we know that PG-13 in the 80s was honestly
vastly different.
Way more than PG-13 is today.
Yeah. That even in the 90s, I remember when Titanic came out. That was the first PG-13 movie that I saw in theaters.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I
it
walked
wouldn't
in
be
that
PG-13
theater,
today.
No. Because I walked in as a boy and left as a man. You know what I mean? So that doesn't have anything to do with Disney. But so Touchstone Pictures. Also, that's when Tron came out. So they're really leaning into some of the technology.
Tron, man.
Yeah, it was a trip.
A series that will never go away.
No.
But will never make money.
But makes for an incredible ride.
Makes a good ride.
Yeah.
Makes a good ride.
The other thing he did was launch the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Which was huge.
And a bold move.
Very bold move.
Yeah. So, I mean, he really does. He sets the stage because when Eisner comes in, Eisner is fully ready to do all of this. He's a media guy.
Yep.
This is his background. He is ready to take this ball and run.
Yeah.
And boy, does he.
Boy, does he.
Yep.
So Eisner was CEO, when did he, 84. So a couple years before I was born.
Yep.
But under his watch, we get the Disney Renaissance, which is my childhood.
Same. Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Some of the movies that came out, it's literally a who's who. So you got The Little Mermaid.
Right.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Yep.
The Lion. Basically all the movies that they're remaking for our kids to watch as live action.
Yeah.
That's what came out. And they were incredible.
Yes. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. I mean, these are, like you said, I mean, when I think of those movies, I absolutely put them in the same echelon as Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Jungle Book, right? Bambi,
any of those,
all of these, Pinocchio. I mean, they're right up there.
Yeah, agreed.
And, you know, as a kid, I didn't even. They were Disney movies to me.
Yeah,
you
didn't realize what was happening.
No, I couldn't tell the difference between one in the 90s and one in the 60s. Now, you know, today I can tell the difference.
You can,
but I mean, still, they're still great movies.
Unfortunately,
all the ones in the 50s and 60s now mostly have some sort of warning at the beginning about cultural insensitivities.
They were smoking and doing all kinds of things.
They were doing all kinds of things.
You know, like
still classic movies though. Let's be honest.
I'm not saying I approve of them.
No, but
I don't know that I ever watched any of those films and was like, oh, you know.
No, nor was I like, I should take up smoking.
Yeah, no.
You know,
although the peace pipe in Peter Pan.
Okay, yeah, not the cigars in Pinocchio.
No, Pinocchio still trips me up.
It's a weird movie, man.
Yeah, and
that's the ride they need to make is
full habit.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
you just got to go to the other coast.
You do.
But no. So Eisner. So we got the Disney Renaissance. We get Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
We get Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
You
get Euro Disney.
Yeah.
Which
at the time,
and was
it was
a
flop.
Big flop.
Huge flop.
Honestly, still today trying to figure that one out.
Yeah.
It's gotten way better from what I hear.
Yeah. Well, and you got Disney Adventures. So there was Disney. Was it Walt Disney Studios is what it was called?
Yes.
Now to be Disney Adventures. So they're adding some stuff. Was 100% a half day park.
Yep.
They're trying to turn into a full day park.
Yeah.
But you get that. You get Hong Kong Disneyland. At least it was announced during his tenure.
Yeah.
But talking about Disney World, one of the things that Eisner did was, if you want to know why there's 40 bajillion resorts around the property, it's Eisner.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Well, he was I think the one who realized that, you know, it's not that they all knew they had something here.
Yeah.
But he was the one that really leaned into it and said, this needs to be something incredible. Yeah. It needs to be something so far beyond a couple of theme parks and some nice hotels. This can be a whole experience for people. And again, sort of sets the stage for that to be exported around the globe.
Yep.
We already had Tokyo Disney, so it already exists.
Sure.
But this is a format that we can take out and take other places.
Yeah. He also began pushing synergy, for better or worse.
Yes.
I hate that word now. Really.
Yeah, I get it.
In relation to the Disney company.
Really, any company.
Yeah, but the whole thought of we're going to integrate films, TV, merchandise, parks, all into one.
Yeah.
It is an incredible.
It is.
It can be.
Yes.
An incredible move.
And the thing is, especially from a corporate perspective.
Yeah.
You are unlocking so much value.
Right.
That they hadn't really fully been able to unlock before.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, Eisner absolutely is responsible, in my opinion, for the modern version of Disney.
Yeah.
It starts with Walt, but Eisner is the one who really transforms it into the Disney we have today. Yeah. And there are a lot of people who don't like Michael Eisner and don't like his time. I don't know that anybody wouldn't credit him with a lot of what I just said.
Well, he did not leave well.
He didn't leave well.
And I think that's what people think of.
Well, and the thing is, there's two parts of this. He modernizes Disney, but again, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Because he gives us what ultimately today is Disney Springs.
Right.
But we get Pleasure Island, which a lot of people miss.
Yeah.
Miss.
Well, they can miss it too.
They can miss it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people miss. But the reality is, it was not the little kid Disney anymore.
It was Touchstone Disney.
It was very much so. He gave us Alien Extraterrestrial.
Yep. Which I never experienced. I never experienced that, and I never experienced Pleasure Island.
Me neither.
Either one.
Yeah. No.
It was gone. I can remember being around 18.
Okay.
Or I guess maybe 18 and being down there. It was like, oh my gosh, like we got to go check this out.
Yeah.
And I just never did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now it's gone for forever.
Can't.
It won't come back.
It won't come back.
No. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow brings it back.
They shut that place down at 11 o'clock. And it comes back.
They do.
No. A big thing that Eisner is responsible for is acquiring ABC.
Yes. Which was a big move in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Big acquisition for Disney, but also acquires their next CEO.
It's a package deal.
Yep.
I don't think that was the intent.
It was not, but Bob Iger was working at ABC when it was acquired by Disney.
Yeah. So that's a big deal. I didn't realize until we started researching this. I shouldn't say I had forgotten about the whole public feud with Eisner and Roy E.
Yes.
Disney.
Yes.
And apparently, I was reading a story about it, and it was a huge deal. I mean,
yeah.
This was in around 2004, so it's right before Eisner steps down.
Right.
And they had like 45% of shareholders.
It was a huge
agreement.
Yeah.
To get rid of him.
To oust him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, we talk about Eisner, and even in Eisner's time, you can kind of split it up into two eras.
Yeah.
There's the beginning of it where he has Frank Wells.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we have once again, Eisner is this guy who just all things are possible.
Yeah.
Right. We can do
a creative mind.
Yes. And has never seen an obstacle.
Right.
Frank Wells is the guy who reins that in.
He's the money guy.
He finds what's possible.
Right.
And he goes after it.
Yep.
But he can tease out what's really possible from what's just kind of a pipe
and say, hey, slow down.
Exactly. And that was truly the golden era of Eisner's time.
Agreed.
And after Frank Wells dies, Eisner no longer has that.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately is what leads to the feud with Roy E. Disney.
Absolutely.
Walt's nephew.
Yeah.
And you're right. Ultimately ends with Eisner stepping down.
Yeah.
And then naming Bob Iger as the heir.
I had heard one of the things that they did after Frank dies is Eisner hires this group from like Harvard or some one of these schools.
Yeah.
And they begin over analyzing everything.
Yeah, you
Everything.
You don't have the practical money guy.
No.
You've got a team of bean counters.
It's exactly what it was.
They overcorrect.
Yeah.
You need the realist for sure, but you don't need an anchor.
Yeah.
And they got an anchor.
They got an anchor.
Big time.
And again, I do think people who don't like Eisner,
yep,
it's that.
It's 100%.
That time period.
100%.
You know,
because that's where the bad decisions start coming in, and the sort of chaotic time of Eisner.
Yeah.
And it makes sense when you understand that you no longer have, two guys pulling in the same direction, but they're kind of, each one of them's got their role here.
Right.
Now you got one guy that's pulling as far as he can to the creative side, and you've got this team that's pulling kind of as far back as they can to rein it all in, and it's just not working.
And just cutting.
Yeah.
Left and right.
Yep.
Cut this. There's not enough money for this. You can't do this. You can't do this. And
yeah,
it gets ugly.
It does. And again, I think they're still in a lot of ways suffering from that today.
I agree. So Bob Eisner steps down.
Michael Eisner.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We have
Michael
a lot of Bobs
Eisner.
coming up.
I do. And then I just read his name in my notes here. So he steps down in 2005. Bob Iger becomes CEO in 2005.
Yep.
His first stint is from 2005 to 2020. And this is a man of acquisitions.
He's a businessman.
He is a business
and he's
man.
He's good at it. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I agree.
Iger, I think, has done a great job from business perspective. He has brought a ton of IP.
Pixar.
Yeah.
Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, 20th Century Fox.
Crazy.
Holy crap, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. Their catalog just continues to expand.
Yeah. And that's the thing is when I think of Disney in the early 2000s, mid 2000s even.
Yeah.
I remember growing up at the Disney Channel.
Yep.
And they do the little wand draw of Mickey, I remember that. I remember all those shows that were coming out at the time, but that was kind of it.
You also remember Home on the Range.
Right.
Brother Bear.
Sure. Yeah.
These things that were flops, really.
Absolutely.
I mean, consider we're coming off of Little Mermaid, Aladdin, those
some of
things
the greatest movies that they'd ever made.
Yeah.
And so, but that's the thing. I think of Disney as that. And they had the parks and all that, but Disney itself was still, I'm not going to call them a small time player because they certainly weren't.
Right.
But they were a media company.
Yeah.
Iger comes in and starts acquiring big names and bringing them all in. And now today, Disney is one of the biggest.
Yeah, absolutely.
If not the biggest media company.
Yeah.
I
mean, you still got Warner Brothers, Paramount. There's still some big titles out there.
They are, but I mean, let's be honest. Where do you want your show to be?
Yeah.
You want it to be on Paramount Plus?
No.
You want it to be on Disney Plus?
Yeah. Which is, I mean, under Iger. That's when that launched.
Yeah.
2019.
Still maybe not successful.
But it's questionable. But yeah, I mean, he repaired the relationship with Steve Jobs.
Yes.
Which really landed Pixar for them.
Yep.
Marvel Studios, which they go on to create this Marvel Cinematic Universe, and holy crap, they're printing money for
and that's
a while.
The thing. I mean, redefine again the idea of what a movie franchise can be, because they're not just making Iron Man movies.
No,
they're making all the movies. They're
things,
all interconnected. Now you have to go see all of them.
Yeah, which is a little frustrating.
It gets to be too much.
It is too much, yeah.
And it's something that they have not really been able to recreate.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk Star Wars, because I know this would be a sore point for both of you.
Ooh.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The Force is awakened.
There was only 6 Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron on that one.
I mean,
first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian were pretty good. Andor was amazing.
Yeah.
Andor is one of the greatest shows of all time, and I don't even care what anybody says.
There's plenty
Andor's
of Disney
incredible.
Plus series. I mean, not even Disney Plus. Well, it was Clone Wars. Was it on just Disney Plus, or it was on Disney?
No, it was on Cartoon Network originally.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Clone Wars is old.
Okay.
Now they finished it out on Disney Plus. They added the 7th season, which came much later.
Okay.
But Rebels was the first one after Disney took over. Rebels was the first series that they came out with, which is also pretty good.
Yeah.
If you like that kind of stuff.
Well, regardless, I mean, with them acquiring Lucasfilm, we got Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, which is incredible.
It is. Yeah.
Confusing why
Confusing.
Star Tours isn't there.
Well, that's
Not
not,
that it would really
the only
fit.
thing even confusing about
Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, no, Hollywood Studios is
or
a wildly confusing
park.
park. Right.
Really.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For that matter, it's confusing in Disneyland as well.
Yeah.
Because it's also not.
Star Tours is in Tomorrowland.
Which
Galaxy's Edge is way over here.
And honestly, Star Tours in Tomorrowland makes less sense than it being at Hollywood Studios with the original design of what Hollywood Studios was.
Right.
At this point, it makes about as much sense. I don't know. You apparently just put it anywhere.
No, you can.
Yeah.
It's too expensive to move.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're never going to move it.
No, it's there. 21st Century Fox, you get Avatar.
Yeah.
X-Men.
The Simpsons.
You get The Simpsons.
Which is awkward.
It is.
Because there's a whole Simpsons area at Universal.
Well, I mean, there's a whole Marvel area.
That's true. That's true.
Of characters that have appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yep.
That will never be.
Nope.
In a Disney World park on the East Coast for
You
now.
get Predator too.
You do get Predator.
You do get Predator.
We talked about that.
We did.
We did. That was our Christmas episode.
That was funny.
That was your
actually.
Christmas wish list.
Yeah.
Less predators in the park.
That's Predator.
There are no predators in the park. I don't remember how
That's
you worded
preferred.
it. Yeah.
Something like that.
That's preferred. So Bob Iger, man of acquisition, he's finally not finally. I don't want to say finally.
Yeah.
But he steps down in 2020.
Yep.
And brings us another Bob.
Bob Chapek.
Bob.
Or Chapek. Or Chapek. We have seen and heard many things.
We have.
The point is.
And no one cares.
No, so we're going to identify him this way because this is apparently what Bob Iger insisted. We just read this before we started this episode. That Bob Iger never really left. He pretty much refused to hand over power.
Yep.
He kept his office.
Yeah.
And insisted that everybody refer to him as Big Bob and to Bob Chapek as Little Bob.
Little Bob.
That's the most emasculating thing I've ever
Isn't it
heard
though?
in my
Like,
life.
Because Bob Chapek was also larger, I think,
He looks like it.
than Bob Iger.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Metaphorically speaking, though, he was not larger.
no, the only thing that would have been worse is if Iger insisted everyone refer to him as Daddy Bob, and to Chapek as Baby Bob. That's the only thing that would have been worse.
I don't know. Would it?
It'd be funnier. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Daddy Bob and Baby Bob, yeah.
So, Baby Bob's tenure is really just riddled with controversy.
It is. And
part of it is outside forces.
Yeah, he got dealt a really bad hand.
Awful.
And then was undermined the entire time.
Yes.
That said, it was not a good time.
No, it was awful. If you were a Disney fan during his tenure,
it was hard to watch.
It was hard to experience, man.
Yeah. And again, to be clear, some of this, because he comes in 2020, and here we go. We all remember 2020, COVID-19.
And almost the entire Disney company shuts down.
Right. Grinds to a halt.
You can't make movies.
Nope.
There's no animation going.
Nope.
The parks, which are a cash cow, are bringing in no money.
And you have just launched Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Now, on the bright side, suddenly everybody is at home streaming.
On the bright side, you have just launched Disney Plus.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you are pumping ridiculous amounts of money into this.
Yeah.
And suddenly, the source of all that money,
it's gone.
It just stopped.
It's gone.
So the well ran dry, but we're pumping just as hard.
We continue. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Disney World, Disneyland, all the parks globally close. But I know the most about the U.S. parks.
Right.
Disney World reopened.
Relatively quickly.
Yeah, limited capacity.
Yep.
Disneyland remained closed for over a year.
Yeah. California, man.
California.
We have some California listeners, and I love California. I love visiting California.
I'm not mad about you.
But man.
I mean, you were probably frustrated too.
Oh,
More
sure.
frustrated than us.
I'm sure.
You couldn't go to Disneyland.
Or many other places. I mean, it was a rough time.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, of course, Florida and California are about as opposite politically as you can get. So Florida is like, let's go.
Seemingly, yes. And so Bob says, hey, we're going to move all the offices to Florida.
Yeah.
And the employees that were not furloughed or laid off just say, no, we're not doing that.
And that to me is the most baffling thing he did in his entire tenure, because for me, again, in California, I love California. The weather's beautiful. The city's, I love visiting California. But California and Florida are two very different places.
Very different places.
You know, they're both warm. That's the end of the comparison.
Yeah.
They're on completely different sides of the country. They're 3,000 miles apart, something like that. 3 time zones apart. The big thing at the time, and we don't get into politics, and we're not going to talk politics, but the reality is politically they were very, very different.
Very different.
And a lot of the people who had worked their entire careers in California didn't appreciate being told they were now going to move to Florida.
Yeah, 3,000 miles away.
Any more than people who had worked their whole career in Florida would want to move to California.
Agreed.
Or and that's okay.
It is okay.
That's okay. So we live in Tennessee, right?
Yep.
I wouldn't want to just up and move to Washington. No. It's the other side of the country.
And beautiful from what I hear.
Yeah. I've been there once. It was very nice. But my whole family is here.
Yep.
Everything we do is here. I know everything here. I wouldn't just want to up and move.
I agree.
And, I'm still young enough. We could do that. Whatever.
You could.
But a lot of the people who didn't want to make this move from California to Florida, they were near retirement age anyway. They're not going to do that.
They're not.
I don't blame them. And especially you've done this for Disney. You can find another job.
Oh, yeah.
In California.
Yeah. You're an Imagineer for Disney?
Yeah.
Designing all these lands and all this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think there aren't a dozen other companies down the street that will hire you today?
Start a consulting company.
Absolutely.
And just work from the house or travel when you want to or whatever. Be based from wherever you want to be based.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, so obviously that was a big deal.
Yep.
From a Parks fan perspective, we got the replacement of the free Fast Pass with Genie Plus.
Yeah.
We got increased ticket and hotel pricing, which is we're going to have every year. So, but it just felt like they were a little more frequent, maybe larger increases. And we did that one episode where we actually looked at inflation. Yeah. And so maybe it's not as bad as what we thought it was, but when the whole world is going through a pandemic, it feels like.
Well, and the bottom line is regardless, Fast Pass used to be free.
And it's not.
It is not. In fact, it's more expensive now than it was when this started.
Yes. And you also got reduced of certain perks that guests got. No more Magical Express.
That's right.
And so I think when you couple the price increases with, so you're paying more, but you're getting less. It's a bad look.
Well, and then on top of that, and this is the part that's kind of out of his control, but as a result of the COVID shutdowns and everything, they lose a lot of employees.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of longtime employees that now decide, hey, I am going to go ahead and retire. I'm going to go find something else. And they are still replenishing those ranks. And I do think things have gotten better. I see people talk all the time about it. They complain about rude cast members. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It absolutely does.
It does. But
I will say in my most recent trips, I have seen more attempts by cast members to kind of create some of that magic. It is not what it used to be. But I am hopeful that within a few years, it'll get back there.
I agree.
And I think some of that depends on the leadership too. And that is, we have to get back through Bob Iger. He comes back.
He does come back.
But it's something that I'm hopeful that moving forward to Josh tomorrow.
Yeah.
They start to really embrace some of that.
So here's what I don't know. So going back to the secret to success, I think for the Walt Disney Company, creative person, driver's seat, financial guy, co-pilot.
I agree.
You had that with Eisner.
Yep.
I don't know that Iger would be seen as a creative guy, but definitely a visionary.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that statement?
I would agree with that.
Bob Chapek was the finance guy.
Hardcore.
And you put the finance guy in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And he tended to make every creative person just angry.
That's it. Not miserable.
No.
Just angry.
Angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Iger's obviously back for now.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's coming. I don't know enough about tomorrow to know.
I don't think anyone really does.
I don't think they do either.
And
quite frankly, did he and Bob Chapek not have similar positions before becoming CEO?
They did.
And that's what makes me a little bit nervous.
And I agree with that. I will say the thing that makes me the most excited about it, though, is that DeMauro is very well liked within the company. And I don't know that Chapek wasn't.
I don't know that anyone had any thoughts.
Right.
Little Bob.
Little Bob. But Josh, as he is colloquially known within the company, is known as a very friendly, very charismatic guy. People really like him. He's known for walking the parks.
I've seen him in the parks, actually.
That's something that Walt did. Would walk through the park.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, it was only the one. Now there are many. But he walks the parks to see what's going on. He's really got a hand in the day-to-day kind of stuff.
Sure.
He takes a huge interest in that. Now, granted, he's moving out of that position.
Yeah.
I imagine he will continue to walk the parks. I think that's going to be something he probably continues to do, though probably not at the rate he's doing right now, since there'll be somebody else in charge of the parks.
But I agree. Abu Dhabi's coming.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, so for Eisner, you had Euro Disneyland Paris. That's really his baby.
Yep.
For Iger,
yep,
it's Shanghai.
Yep.
Which, did you know they're talking about adding a second park at Shanghai?
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I think so. And so for tomorrow, I mean, you're going to have Abu Dhabi. Like that.
You are. And whatever comes next.
Whatever comes next, right?
Because I don't think they're going to stop there.
No,
they have a huge expansion going on at Disneyland.
Yep.
They have large expansions going on at Disney World.
Several.
They've got a huge expansion that's just getting ready to open, or I guess just has opened at Paris.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it does later this month. But yeah.
Well, and so,
depending on when this actually goes.
Well, that's fair. By the time this comes out, it's probably around that time. I mean, the company itself, they're putting a lot into their experiences and stuff. And he has been pivotal in growing the experiences side.
Yeah. And there's been reports that as soon as he's named CEO, that for Villains Land and Monsters Inc., he put a halt on everything.
Yeah.
And said,
scrapped it.
We can do better.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't believe that it's true.
Yeah.
I really, really do. Do you, let me ask you this question. We're talking about this whole CEO thing. I'm trying to think of the right way to ask this. So there was a time when people, you just reported, I don't want to say the news, but you just reported the stories as they were, right?
Yeah.
Disney for a long time, we going back to Walt, right?
Sure.
And the little mouse that would pop up my desk, and that's how it became Mickey Mouse. They are the kings and queens, I guess, of spinning things.
Absolutely.
To their benefit.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, when do you think it started happening within the Disney history? Maybe it's always been.
Yep.
Where things that aren't always great, like it's become more PR. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And which is like, sadly, why I go like, I mean, did DeMauro really cut this and say, hey, let's make the buildings bigger and let's do this? Or were they doing that already? And they're like, hey, we really need people to like this guy.
Yeah, let's just leak the story.
So we're going to say
some
that
excitement.
He did it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. That's a good point.
That was a really long way to ask you that question, but I was trying to think of the right way.
Yeah.
Because there is, there's some I guess, eroding of trust, mistrust, or whatever.
Yep.
Sometimes that happens. I think because what you've seen is they say one thing, but you get something completely different.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes I wonder, like, was that really the thing that happened? Or again, is this a good story so that,
I don't know,
you got a leg up going into your tenure?
I don't know. And it could be even a little bit of both,
Mm-hmm. If it leads to a better experience, I don't really care, I guess, whether he did it or he didn't do it.
Same.
But then there's part of me that's like, why would you put out, this is what you're doing?
Right.
Knowing full well that's not what you're doing.
Well,
you're going to
unless
do this, which is better.
unless
you know.
they thought, because the prevailing narrative. I mean, we've talked about it plenty of times on
Yeah.
here, and we know they all listen to this podcast.
They must.
They must.
Yeah.
But that Disney kind of overpromises, underdelivers.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought this time, let's try the opposite. Let's try to underpromise, overdeliver.
Which kudos to them if they figured it out.
Absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely. Because that's to me what's most exciting about the possibility here is that we're entering a new era of no longer playing it safe.
I hope.
And I don't necessarily want to say that Disney has played it safe over Iger's tenure, because I don't think they have entirely.
Right.
But, in some ways, they have some incredible rides. Don't get me wrong. Guardians is amazing. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
But there have been plenty of other things they've done that are, fine.
Well, I mean, how many times are there like new experiences coming to a Disney park? You're like, oh my God, like,
Right.
what is it? A new ride? And like,
Right.
it's a meet and greet. Like, who cares?
Right. Exactly.
Who cares?
Exactly. And that's the
there's
thing.
people who care.
There are, but again, I mean, and to play devil's advocate to my own point, Guardians is an incredible ride. Rise of the Resistance
Oh yeah.
is in a league of its own.
Yeah.
Um,
They have put out some great things.
They have, and they've done some incredible expansions to parks. It just overall in Iger's time, it just kind of feels, and I said earlier, maybe stagnant,
Mhm.
and I think it kind of has that feel to it. But it's been going the whole time. It's been
It
developing.
has.
He's kind of carried on what Eisner
Yeah.
did. But I think we're ready for that next step. We're ready for, okay, let's move past the Eisner era,
I agree.
the Eisner philosophy,
Yep.
and let's move into the next one. Is that going to be tomorrow? Is he going to be the guy that takes it?
Did you say tomorrow or tomorrow?
Yes.
Because that's good.
Here's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
God. That's good. If they don't use that,
I'm pretty
They
sure I
should.
read that somewhere. Credit to
oh,
either way. I mean,
I don't care. I think it's great.
Maybe I came up with that and just don't
I'm
remember
gonna
it.
say you did. It's late. So.
No one can fact check us now.
Well, too late.
But yeah, I mean, that's it. I think if you look back, Walt, it was 1966, and it was about 20 years later
Yeah.
that Eisner came in. Eisner is out in the early 2000s, and here we are about 20 years later. It's kind of time to take that next big step
Right.
and really just establish, we're moving into a new era, especially because, listen, if you don't, Universal is.
They are.
And I think that's the part that tomorrow, not that Iger doesn't get that. They all know that.
Yes.
But are you the guy that can hit back?
Right.
That can come back and say, hey, Epic was really cute. We're proud of you guys, but look what we can do.
Yeah.
Because we're Disney.
Right.
And I think they still can do that.
I don't think there was ever a question of could they.
Right.
It was a question of
Will they?
yeah.
And that's really it.
Will the bean counters allow them?
Yep.
To do that.
Yep.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory way necessarily.
No.
But like, I
But
think
it's just the truth.
we
of it.
all know that's what happened.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's what's exciting about this story, at least, is you've got a CEO that's coming in and basically telling the bean counters where to stick it. We're going to make this awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to make it incredible.
You can't mess this up.
No, you can't.
This is one that you can't.
No.
You cannot under deliver by taking out the Rivers of America and then expanding beyond that to a villain's land that people have asked for years. You cannot mess this one up.
No.
And I know that whatever they do, there will be people yelling, oh, this is awful, this is terrible, this is whatever.
Yep.
And I don't think that would be the general reaction. At least I hope not.
No, but it's got to be, in my opinion, it almost has to be better than Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
And I love it. I think Galaxy's Edge is incredible.
Yep.
I think it's got to be better than Galaxy's Edge. I think it's got to be better than Pandora.
Mm-hmm.
If it ends up like Toy Story Land,
yeah,
we're going to have a real problem.
Yeah, I agree. And I like Toy Story Land for the most part.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I agree.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
It's actually really freaking hot.
Yeah.
It's not cool at all. That's the biggest problem. It's like standing on the sun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you're going to need an e-ticket attraction.
For sure.
Which Slinky Dog
Slinky, I like Slinky Dog.
Me too.
It's a
But
fun roller
it's,
coaster, especially with kids.
And I guess it's probably considered e-ticket, but it's not the thrill.
It would be an e-ticket
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's
I
the
think you're
most
gonna need
in-demand ride they
something-
have at the park,
Well, that's sad, but true.
except for the other day when they closed Rock and Roller Coaster and it had
Oh
like a
gosh, yeah,
lined up
man.
all the way
My
backstage.
goodness,
It's
my
insane.
goodness.
I get it, but it
Um,
was insane.
I think you're gonna need a Guardians level ride
I think you are too.
in Villains Land.
I think you are too. You're gonna have something that's really, really good.
Yeah,
And supposedly, that's what they're doing now.
I don't know.
Supposedly, that
We'll
wasn't
see.
that was not in the plans, and it is now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We
I don't know
won't
either until they
because
announce it.
yeah, because they won't.
D23, I'm sure
I'm sure
they'll announce it.
we'll be there. Hopefully,
I hope
we'll be there. We'll
We
figure it out.
we should get tickets.
Probably sooner rather than later, huh?
We should probably for sure get a hotel.
Yeah.
Those are probably already booked.
Well, we'll stay at one of the good
We'll be
neighbors.
Ubering from San Francisco.
Yeah, we could do that.
We won't.
We'll commute.
No, that's fine. Listen, I can't imagine what the pressure of being a Disney CEO is like.
No, it's one of those that's like a dream job, but it's a nightmare job.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You know?
like they've set the bar super high.
Yeah,
And really, like consumer demand continues to increase
absolutely.
every single year. Trying to balance all that with all the shareholder stuff, like,
Yep.
it's got to be difficult.
Absolutely.
Although, I would probably consider making the sacrifice if I could walk through any of the parks I wanted to by myself at night.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Because I
sign
can.
me up because I can. I'm the boss here.
Yeah.
I got the key.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's the most incredible thing ever that you could literally just walk. I mean,
you're just gonna do it.
you talk about having the keys to the kingdom.
That is the keys to the kingdom.
You got the keys to everything.
Yeah,
You get to go wherever you want, do whatever you want. I mean, I say you get to go wherever you want, do whatever you want.
probably.
You get to work all around the world.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I,
mean, like,
know,
that's-
but still, and maybe you don't enjoy it as much. I don't know, but like,
yeah, but I don't know that you could get to that point, especially like he does, walking the parks, being that involved,
right?
and not enjoy it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Agree.
And you know, to again point out some of the flaws, a lot of these price increases that we've talked about have happened while he's been
Oh,
head of
yeah.
parks.
No, there's no doubt.
You know, he's a business guy too.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, it's just the reality. The company exists not to make your dreams come true,
No,
not to make sure you have a magical experience. They exist to make money.
they do.
And they're very good at that.
Yeah,
And that's what they're going to continue to do because that's what the company exists
Yep.
to do.
and they've done it for so long.
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah.
They've actually mastered it.
They have. And everybody points, you know, well, when Walt was there, it was all about, no, when Walt was there, they made a crap ton of money too.
Yeah, they did.
They did. They've
Mhm.
always made a lot of
Yeah.
money. You
Yeah.
know?
I agree.
I agree. It may not be the same today as it was then, but they have always printed money. out of
Always
that
made
thing.
some money. Well, hey, let's play a new game.
Okay.
Time for a new game.
Okay.
We're gonna call it this or that.
Okay.
So I'm sure you've probably seen the post
Sure.
on Facebook, all this, whatever the socials are, where people go through like pairs of objects or experiences and say, hey, would you rather have this or that? Would you rather
Okay.
do this or that? You know, whatever. But I thought we would do one Disney style.
Okay. I'm
Aaron-
excited for this because
Aaron, are you up for this?
Let's go.
I have not. You're the only one that has
I'm
seen
the only
this.
one that's
I have
seen
no
it.
idea
Let's
what's
do
about
it.
to happen.
Yeah, and I hope this is not a complete flop.
You know, if it is, we'll edit it out later.
Well, let's
We have
see.
the power. We'll spin it.
So
just like Disney.
this is supposedly a Disney expert
Okay.
edition.
Okay.
Okay.
Bring it.
Okay. First one. This is easy. This is not easy, but this is like a warm up.
Okay.
Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy,
Cosmic Rewind.
Rewind.
Okay.
Or Tron Light Cycle Run.
Oh, Cosmic Rewind.
Yeah, Cosmic
Guardians.
Rewind
See, I
for
told you.
sure.
Okay, this one's easy.
Absolutely.
I'm
Okay.
understanding the rules of this game, right? Like,
Yeah.
Cosmic
Just one or the
Rewind's
other.
better.
One or the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one would you pick?
yes.
Yeah. 100% Guardians.
Easy.
Okay.
I don't care which song.
Front row Expedition Everest. Back row Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Ooh.
Because I honestly, I kind of hate Front Row on Expedition Everest, honestly.
Okay.
But I
The part I
like
like is-
Expedition Everest a lot more than Big Thunder Mountain.
That's fair.
Yeah. I would do front row Expedition Everest personally.
Well, and the front row of Expedition Everest, when you go backwards,
That's
man,
true.
that really gets
Now
you.
we're on the
that's a good
background
'cause
point.
you're
Yeah,
flying.
I think I'm thinking of. I'm actually thinking of Seven Dwarfs or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's,
yeah.
that's
miserable
rough
in
on the
row.
front.
that
'cause-
is rough on
it's
because you
slow,
just
yeah.
dangle out of that.
No,
game
yeah,
for
no. I
forever.
feel like that's actually easy, especially with the backwards section.
Yeah.
Like Expedition Everest, easy.
Yep. Same.
Okay. This one may be a little more difficult. Maybe not. Original Test Track or the modern version? Test Track 3.0.
Wait. So not Crash Dummies Test Track.
Yes.
No, Crash Dummies Test Track. That's the original one.
1.0 versus 3.0.
Oh, man. That one is tough because, honestly, I like 3.0.
Me too.
A lot.
Better than 2.0.
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah.
It's been like 30 years since I've ridden.
Well, since most of us.
Yeah.
But I think I would take the original over the current one.
The new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have some nostalgia for the Crash Dummies.
Yeah, that's more of a 6 of 1 for me. Like, I'm happy with either one, but I think I would take the original.
I would take the original if the door works. I would love to see the final scene door. I mean, like, it crashed that one time, and Disney's like, we're just not going to put it back.
Right. And, like, I just, like,
What?
come on, guys.
Yeah.
It needs the door, especially for the way the current scene
Yeah.
is. It'd be so awesome to fly through that room, and then you just fly outside. It'd be awesome. But with the door open, it's kind of lame.
What if they brought it back and they just, every single car that goes through, they put up just a big sheet of paper that you have to drive through?
Crash
and
through?
they just keep putting a new, like, styrofoam door there that you blow through every
No,
time.
not styrofoam. Just paper.
I like this. I like this idea.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. See, that would be an experience.
Yeah.
A stupid experience, but an experience.
But it's an experience nonetheless. Okay, a little bit of a deeper dive. Original 1982 ending of Spaceship Earth, one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Or the new one with Judi Dench narration.
I mean,
the original.
but Dame Dench.
Yeah, no, she's incredible.
I don't remember the original voice.
I want. You said this is just the ending, though, right?
The ending.
Yeah.
I want the ending back.
I want the ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want Judi Dench for all of it.
Sure.
I want her to do the original ending.
But I don't want to pick on a ding-dang screen what my future is going to look
No,
like. Not
that's
that I
fine.
don't care about what my future
That
looks
doesn't
like.
even work.
No, it doesn't. I mean, your picture
legitimately-
rarely shows up.
The last 3 times I've done it, it hasn't worked, and I've gone through so much effort to make a funny face.
Yep. Nope,
So,
doesn't work.
no.
My favorite is if you pick health, one of the questions it asks at the end is something like I think it's health. Either way, it asks, what makes you feel better when you're sick? Hot chocolate or soup? And it doesn't change the animation at all.
Yeah.
All it does is just change. Like, you still get a mug of something and it just says, you can enjoy some hot soup or you can enjoy some hot chocolate. It just changes the voice. The entire thing. No, the rest of it's all the same.
The illusion of choice.
It's absolutely the illusion of choice.
Maybe that's what this whole game is, the illusion of choice.
Well, that's fair.
I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. I think I know where you guys are going to go with this.
Okay.
Living with the Land or Grand Fiesta Tour?
Living with the Land.
Yeah, Living with the Land. Living with the Land is unironically a top 10 ride.
Yeah, it's goated.
It is.
It's incredible.
Which people are figuring out.
They are,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because that is regularly getting a 30-minute wait now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, when I go home, I'm going to change my morning alarm to that soundtrack at the end of Living with the Land
Oh,
so that I
yeah.
wake up
That'll get you out of bed.
hyped
It's so
to change
good.
the world.
It is so good. This one might be a little closer. Carousel of Progress or Hall of Presidents?
Carousel of Progress.
I don't think I've ever even done Hall of Presidents.
We
so
literally just dedicated half of an episode to Hall
that
of
doesn't mean I
Presidents.
magically rode Hall of Presidents.
You don't ride it, Aaron. You
Yeah, I know.
experience it.
The world feels like quite a ride, though, at this point.
That's true. Carousel of Progress. I tend to do that one every time.
Yeah.
I rarely do Hall of Presidents.
No, Hall of Presidents is, nothing against the Hall of Presidents. I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
but
Okay,
Carousel
wait.
of Progress is a lot
Let me
more
try
entertaining.
this. Carousel of Progress or the People Mover?
Oh, People Mover.
Ooh. See, now I'm more stuck. I'd
Yeah.
probably would take Carousel of Progress over People Mover.
People
Okay.
Mover is my favorite.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love People Mover.
Yeah.
You're not making a wrong choice either way here, I don't think.
But-
There you go.
Yeah,
I don't fall asleep in People Mover.
I have.
But it's like, it's
No.
nice and
It makes a good
cool and
nap.
breezy in
Yeah.
Carousel of Progress. It's like the perfect
Yeah,
place
there
to
is
fall asleep.
when you go through Space Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a tendency to close my eyes.
Well, you can't tell the difference
No,
because you're in space.
No.
you are in space. You never know. All I hear are the fake screams.
I was going to say, you're in space where you can hear everyone scream.
You'd hear the speakers screaming.
This one was tougher for me. Let's see what you guys think. Twilight Zone, Tower of Terror, or the Guardians retheme. If it ever happened in Florida, is what this
Let's
says.
say, I have
Yeah.
Oh, you're asking, like, would we take the retheme?
Right.
No, I want the original. I want Tower of Terror.
I like Tower of Terror. I
In
agree.
Florida, yes.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the retheme.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I want that to stay in California Adventure. I think it was fun to go and do.
I agree, and it doesn't make sense
No.
Being at the end of Hollywood it's Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard, yeah.
And Hollywood Studios. But I also still don't know that it makes sense to me to have a record label. And maybe it does. Maybe the real Sunset Boulevard, there's record labels. It just seems like everything else is old Hollywood.
Right.
And then we got this record label.
But again, I mean, look at all the rest of Hollywood Studios. The whole park.
I agree, which is why it makes sense. Let's just go ahead and redo Tower of Terror and make it Guardians theme.
That's fair.
You know? We've already got Star Tours in one spot and Galaxy's Edge back here.
That's true.
Might as well.
That's true.
They won't do that.
No, and I want Tower of Terror here to remain Tower of Terror.
I agree.
It's too good to change it.
I just don't know which one I like better.
I still think I like Tower of Terror better.
That's fair.
But Guardians Mission Breakout was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Definitely worth doing if you find yourself in California Adventure.
I've only done Tower of Terror, so I can't comment.
Until we go to D23.
Exactly.
And then
bingo.
You will
bingo D23.
Let's see here. I don't like that one. Festival of the Arts or Food and Wine?
Festival of the Arts.
One vote for farts.
I don't know. I think I like Food and Wine too, though.
They're both good. I mean, I'm happy with either one, but I take Festival of the Arts.
You know what I've never experienced at Food and Wine, and that is 30-degree temperatures.
That's true.
Fair enough.
So I just want to point that out.
I think I've done Festival of Arts more than Food and Wine.
Okay.
But I haven't done
I love the art part of it, and I love the food part of it.
Yeah.
I love everything about farts except for it was chilly.
It was. But I mean, I've also done Food and Wine when it's 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And honestly,
I'd rather drink a bunch of water and have to go back to the room to shower though, instead of freezing my Kanaskas off.
Yeah, but like I don't know, man. When the sun has gone down and it's still 90 degrees outside,
that's true. Now,
that's my deciding factor. I'm Festival of Arts because I'm hot blooded and I prefer it to be cooler than hot. And I agree. Like Food and Wine can be hot.
That's fair.
I'd gladly take either one though.
Let's see here. After hours event at Magic Kingdom or extended evening hours at Epcot?
Okay, that one's a tough one.
Yeah.
That said, after hours at Magic Kingdom, because extended evening hours doesn't last long enough.
Yep.
And because it starts immediately as the park closes.
Yeah.
There's still a bunch of people in the park.
Yep.
But I had
food.
like a lot of fun doing extended hours at Epcot. The one time I did it.
That was after hours.
Was that after? Never mind.
Extended evening hours is for deluxe guests.
Oh,
the park stays up to 2 hours longer for deluxe guests. After hours is the separately ticketed
Magic
event.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Now that said, would I do after hours at Magic Kingdom or would I do after hours at Epcot? I'd probably do after hours at Epcot.
Yeah.
But again, World Showcase closes. So
that's a good point.
Yeah. Like if you're there for that part of Epcot,
right?
That's not happening either.
Honestly, after hours Epcot, I'm just going to go back and forth between Test Track and Guardians.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
agreed.
But at Magic Kingdom, there's a lot more things I feel like I would want to do.
Okay, boardwalk area vibes or monorail loop crawl.
Last time I was at Disney, my foot fell off, so I'm going to go with monorail.
Last time we were there, the monorail broke down.
That's true.
That's true. I just gave up.
It's the Uber loop.
Last time I was there as well, it also broke down while I was on it.
Seeing a pattern here.
Okay.
I've not really spent that much time. So we've stayed at Boardwalk.
Yeah.
But I've spent more time at Beach Club and Yacht Club on that side.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever eaten at a restaurant around the Boardwalk.
Okay.
I haven't been to, is it Abracadabra or something, whatever that little magical theme bar is? I haven't been there.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I haven't been to Flying Fish.
I haven't either.
I haven't tried the new $25 cake place.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No, I'm not either.
But if you have, let us know if it's good.
There was a grill that was in the center of it. Haven't been to that. Haven't been to that. I haven't. Apparently, I haven't eaten anywhere around Boardwalk.
You know, here's the thing though about the Boardwalk area, and I wish they would. I think that's an area that desperately needs to be revitalized.
Sure.
Because I think the idea behind it is awesome, and if it still had everything going on like it did, I think it's really cool because it's like a Disney Springs light.
Yeah.
You know,
it is.
The monorail crawl is not that. You're just going to different resorts.
Mm-hmm.
But as it currently is, I'd take the monorail crawl over the Boardwalk area.
I agree. But honestly, the Monroe Loop has some of my favorite places.
Yeah,
so,
same.
I mean,
like you're having a good time either
Trader
way.
Sam's.
Yeah,
was
100%.
We went to the Enchanted Rose.
Yeah,
Had
Enchanted
never been
Rose
there
is
before.
fantastic.
Granted, it was very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was great. We talked about Citrico's, Narcoossee's.
Yep.
Love it. Steakhouse 71.
Fantastic.
Might be one of my favorite restaurants on all property.
Mm-hmm.
The burger.
Yeah. Just go to the bar and get that burger.
Yeah. It was very good.
It was one of the best things I ate the whole week.
The last time we were there.
Oh, man.
There was John. Was that his name?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was.
I should not mention any names. But
it was an
we were sitting at a table that was pretty low, and every time this guy came over to give us drinks or food, he would bend down on one knee and like drop it. I don't know, dude. It was
weird. It was a technique.
Yeah,
it was a technique.
It was weird.
It was also very slow.
Yeah,
very slow.
Yeah, and I, like he provided good service.
He did a good job.
He did. So if you're listening, John, kudos to you, man. You did. It was busy.
It was very busy. I don't think they were prepared for how busy it was going to be.
I don't think they were either. And so,
and he apologized several times.
Yeah, all things considered, like he did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
It was just comical to me that he bent down on one knee.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he proposed to my wife 4 times, which is about as many times as I had to get her to say yes. So that's not true.
Hey,
it was just
persistence, man.
Yeah.
It paid off.
Paid off. Okay, so Monroe Loop, that's what I'm getting from everyone.
Yep.
Last one. Happily Ever After or Fantasmic?
Happily Ever After.
Okay.
But I'd take Luminous over either of those.
Well, that's why I didn't put it on there. Yeah.
I think I'll agree with Happily Ever After.
I would say Fantasmic because I like to sit down. That's just
I like
that is fair.
I like to sit down, but at the same time, the only time I've tried to do it, we went in and sat down for like an hour and then left because it got rain delayed.
But we went back the next night.
We went back the next day, and
we did. We had amazing seats. The next night.
That's true. We did have amazing, and it was amazing. It's just all the walking and whatnot and my foot was just hurting, and it was still kind of wet. So my experience overall wasn't super pleasant around it.
Yeah,
it's a little spoiled.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's a really impressive show.
Yeah, I make a point of seeing Fantasmic pretty much every time we go. I don't make a point of seeing Happily Ever After every time we go. So
that's fair.
That's where that comes from.
I don't make a habit of seeing either one of them. Yeah, to be honest, they're both good shows though. Don't get me wrong, they're both good shows.
All right. Now it's your turn, fellow hoppers. We'd love to hear from you. What are your hopes for Josh tomorrow?
Yeah,
tomorrow.
It's great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Great, big Bob.
Great. No, call him Big Bob.
Baby
Big
Bob.
Big Bob. Baby Bob.
Daddy Bob.
Let's just call him Josh.
Okay.
Do you guys have a favorite Disney CEO, and how do you think we did with this or that? Do you agree with what we took, or would you take other options? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let us know. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and or leave us a review wherever it is that you are consuming this content. And as always, thanks for tuning in to Park Hopper Society. We'll be back in a couple weeks with a new episode. So until then, take care and keep hopping.
See you real soon.
Toodles. Bye-bye.